welcome to your practice. Welcome to your Yin practice, where we will focus on the element of wood. The element of wood is connected to the season of spring. And spring, as you can always see around you when it's springtime, it's about growth, it's about blooming, it's about that creativity that pops up again after a winter sleep. So whenever you would like to both relax the body, nourish your nervous system with relaxation, you can combine that with this wood element if you'd also like some creativity and some power to bloom and to grow, determination. With the element of wood, we focus on stretching the inner thighs and the side of the body. So that's what we will focus on today. Make sure you have enough props. I have here 2 blocks, a long bolster, and 2 meditation pillows. You can grab whatever you like for this practice to support your body whilst feeling the stretch. All right, come to sit up on your sits bones. And maybe already for this first 2 poses, you sit a little bit on the edge of a meditation pillow or a bolster. If bringing one leg towards the side gives you a little bit of too much of a rounding in the lower back. So that option is to you. Guide your left leg out and bring your right knee, bend it and bring your foot into your thigh. So you already feel here that nice opening of the inner thigh, perhaps a bolster underneath the knee for support. And we will bend towards the left leg. So you have the option to bring some props here on the inside or outside of your leg. Make sure that there is a wide angle here, a beautiful V shape in your legs. And then come to rest your left elbow rather, I'm mirroring you here, onto the prop, and maybe your head rests here onto your hand. You have the option to bring your right arm all the way up and over, and maybe to support your head with both hands to extend that side stretch over the right side. Optional. I will choose here to be soft, as I already feel this side stretch. But take your time here to wiggle into your first pose, maybe wiggle in with your toes. And start to ground into the first shape. To take your time to land here. To take all the time you need. Becoming familiar with the place where you do this practice, with the sounds and the smells around you. To notice perhaps a soft breeze on your skin. To explore with your awareness and your attention which body parts touch the mat, the surface underneath you. And with Yin, we allow ourselves to surrender, to let our body be supported by the earth, and to surrender in the pose. And every pose has a bit of an edge. Every pose is designed for you to stress your connective tissue, your fascia. And with stressing, I mean that you now feel the stretch as you focus on lengthening and rejuvenating the tissue in the body, lubricating your tissue. And for that, the surrender is important as we can really soften the muscles as much as feels possible. In that way, we invite the body to transition from an active nervous system towards a more resting and digesting mode of our nervous system, as we go from a sympathetic to the parasympathetic nervous system. And the more you start to become aware of your body in this present moment, in this shape, take your time to connect with your breath as well, without changing or controlling. Notice your rhythm for today. Explore the length of your inhales and your exhales. And how every exhale invites you to soften and surrender a tiny bit more. And take here one more cycle of your breath. And then gently take all the time you need. Bring yourself back up to center. And when you arrive there, notice the sensations over the right side of your body. Notice how those sensations spread over the body or perhaps softly fade away again. And then gently allow yourself to move and to transition towards the next shape, which will be sleeping swan or pigeon with your right leg forward. So move towards the front or back of your mat. Make sure you have the props with you. So your right leg is forward, and either you guide your knee a bit forward, bring your hands forward, and your left leg rests onto the floor. Check if you need some support underneath your right hip, or if you like to bring your right hip completely onto the mat and bend a bit in both knees, deer pose. You can then also bring a bigger bend into your legs, like a somewhat 90-degree angle. Explore for your body what feels best to find the shape and to find the stretch into the outer right hip. If this feels all a little bit delicate, you can also bring yourself onto your spine and find your figure four. All right, settle in to your pose as I will set the timer again. Make sure you're propped enough. It never has to be the deepest shape, or has to be the deepest stretch, as long as you feel something. And when you arrive here again, explore how the body is supported. Explore maybe what you need to surrender a bit more. And use the breath and here in this element of wood, where we focus on growing, creativity, on blooming. Maybe feel how every inhale can be connected to that growth and blooming. As every inhale, you have the opportunity to soak up all the energy around you. How you grow your lungs. And how every exhale is beautifully connected to that part of yin where we surrender and soften in the body so we can rest into the stretch. And invite yourself to keep your awareness with your breath and with your body here in this present moment. How every inhale you invite growth, creativity, blooming energy. Now with every exhale, you can soften a bit more, resting the muscles, allowing your head to be heavy, your upper body to be soft, your hips and legs supported by the floor underneath you. Yin Yoga is a beautiful opportunity to stand still in the present moment and to observe and to connect with your body, to explore what is here, Take one final inhale and exhale here in this shape. And again, allow the movements to be slow, to be soft. Take your time to gently bring yourself out of the pose. Hands back onto the mat and softly roll the spine back up, vertebra at the time. You can keep your eyes closed or soften your eyelids. And you decide here if you'd like to lay onto your spine for a couple of breaths, or if you like to sit up straight. Just take your time again to notice the sensations over your outer right hip. To digest the pose. Let's slowly move on towards the next shape, which is now that half dragonfly on the other side, meaning that this time you extend your right leg as much as feels good into that V shape. You bend into your left knee and guide your left foot toward your right inner thigh. Perhaps you sit up on a prop if that feels good. Free to set up again, either onto the front of your right leg or maybe onto the back. This time we will focus on lengthening over the left side. Set your props up, maybe something underneath your knee. And then guide your elbow onto the prop, maybe your whole arm. Allow your head to rest somewhere, and optional to guide your left arm all the way overhead or make a pillow from your hands underneath your head for support. I like to make it soft here, so I land my right hand onto the floor or maybe even onto a bolster. And take again a few breaths to arrive, to be really, really honest with yourself if you can soften in this side stretch. Yes, we aim for an edge, but we don't have to reach for a certain outcome. And always an option to guide your awareness, your attention towards your breath. The breath here is such a powerful tool to really allow ourselves to explore the present moment. The more we notice the breath, the inhales, the exhales, the more we can quiet the thoughts in our head, the more we can quiet our mind. So we can listen to what the body and the tissues have to tell us. And the more we allow ourselves to be still, the more we will notice all the subtle and small things around us and within us. The tingling sensation around the entrance of your nose on your inhale. How we breathe in energy for growth, for creativity. And how we soften a tiny bit more on every exhale. Feel the present moment in your body and your breath for one more cycle. And after your exhale, take your time again to gently guide your upper body back to center, to ease out of the pose. And maybe you find stillness again. Maybe you like some subtle, soft movements to get the chi, the energy flowing after the stretches. We release and relieve some blockages. With those stretches, we get the energy flowing again. Moving on towards sleeping swan, sleeping deer, onto the other side. This time finding that stretch into the outside of your left leg. So guide yourself toward your left leg, take your props with you. And remember, you can bend into both legs if that feels good, and guide your left hip completely onto the floor, or your right leg towards the back, perhaps supporting your left hip, or come onto your spine. With Yin Yoga, it's not so much about how it looks, but really about how it feels. The stretch, and if it feels safe into your body. All right. Guide yourself in. Take your time to land again. Take your time to observe the sensations, to allow the sensations to arise as you surrender into the pose. And remind yourself of your breath, a powerful tool to guide you always back into the present moment. Creating space around the hip, which stretches like this, can not only bring physical sensations, but they also bring sometimes emotional sensations as we store a lot of history and emotions into the hips, into the tissue around the hips. And stretching the tissue here in poses like this, emotions might rise to the surface. Take your time to notice that, to welcome it. And then whatever storm, whatever sensation or emotion comes up, you have the breath. You are supported by the earth underneath you. And can you soften a little bit more on every exhale? Can you welcome in all sensations a little bit more? And then take one more gentle inhale and exhale. Take your time to ease out of the pose again. Supporting your upper body with your hands. Maybe bring yourself completely on your left hip. And to come either in a seated position, finding some movements, or bringing yourself onto your spine. follow the authentic impulses of your body. But there is no wrong or right here. Exploration of how the body feels and how you can move accordingly. The next pose for you today is reclined butterfly, in which we will feel the stretch on the inner thighs and where we open up the chest and create space at the front of the shoulders. Beautiful pose to open up if you are sitting a lot, biking a lot. You really feel the space also for the lungs to breathe. I bring that big bolster on the length on the mat for you to support your head and your shoulders. So this can also be 2 blocks or anything else you might find to support. And you have the option to bring blocks or props to support your knees as you come to sit onto your mat with that bolster behind you, feet somewhat together, knees flare open towards the side. And check if you like some props here to support, to not overstretch your inner thighs. And then come to rest with your spine onto the props. You can bring your arms next to you, and the more you wingspan them open towards this side, the more you will feel the length over the front of your shoulders. Take your time to settle in again. And listen to the sensations around, sensations in your body. If the pose feels safe for you to rest in, and if you can feel that edge on your inner thighs and the front of your shoulders and your chest. And this is also a compression in your lower back. So make sure to support your spine. And if that does not feel good, you can bring your spine onto the floor without any props. Every inhale again, to grow the energy within your body, to open the tissue. And every exhale, allow yourself to surrender and to soften. Explore the breath here. Your inhales and your exhales. The softness in your body. And then gently breathe in and out one more time in this stillness. Slowly allow movements again, perhaps in the fingertips, to bring your knees back to center with the help of your hands. You can lift your upper body up with the help of your elbows or roll towards the side to remove the prop away, to either lay down still onto your side body or to come back resting on your spine. To explore the echoes of the pose in your spine, your chest, your shoulders, and your inner thighs. Digesting the pose. And then if you are onto your side, let us all meet onto the spine. If you are onto your spine, perhaps you like to lengthen and stretch it out a bit, guiding the toes away from the fingertips to feel that length over the belly, over the armpits, to take a deep breath in and out to release. For the next two poses, we will find the length over the side body again into our bananasana, our half moon shape. So keep your arms or bring them overhead if they weren't there yet. Bring your hips towards the left side of your mat. Walk your legs towards the right bottom corner of your mat, and you decide whether your left leg comes over your right or your right ankle over your left. So feel that there starts to arise a stretching sensation over the left side of your body. Then with your right hand loosely hold on to your left wrist and then walk your upper body towards that other right corner. So you create a sort of banana shape into the body where you open the left side entirely. You can always support your elbows or your shoulder. And here make sure that both hips are still grounded onto the floor. So if it's not the case, you can walk a bit back. Notice how your whole body here, the backside of your body, is supported by the floor, the earth underneath you. So allow your body to rest and use every exhale to really allow that heaviness in your body. Massaging the inside of your body with your breath. And if you like, you can do a slow body scan from the fingertips, rippling down all the way towards your toes. Scanning, noticing if you can soften muscles a bit more. All the tiny muscles around your face. And softness in your chest and belly. As you notice how your shoulders are supported, just as your hips. And how basically nothing really changes when you allow your legs to be super heavy. There could be a lot of energy stuck here in the side body, which can lead to stiffness and discomfort, also to a lack of energy and creativity. So these poses are so beautifully designed for you to release that stuck energy. And then breathe in here. One more time, slow and fully. And exhale fully, completely. And ease yourself out of the pose by gently bringing your upper body back to center. Maybe your arms for a moment alongside your body and your legs back to center. Follow the authentic impulses of your body, whether you'd like some movement or stillness in the center. You can guide your knees together, feet onto the floor. You can hug your knees into your chest. Exploring the soft sensations fading away over the left side. And when that feels complete, bring yourself back to extend all the way to lengthen and stretch it out over both sides. Deep breath in and out. And then walk your hips towards the right side of your mat. Walk your legs towards the bottom left corner. Perhaps legs next to each other or one ankle crossing over the other. And then with your left hand loosely hold on toward your right wrist. Then walk your upper body towards that other left corner. So you create that half moon pose. This side could feel completely different. So notice the sensations, take your time to explore the shape. If both your hips are grounding, and if you can make your whole body heavy. Take your time to arrive and to land here with the use of your breath. Massaging over the right side as you expand with your inhale and you rest on your exhale. Can you invite yourself to become even heavier? To surrender even more? And to welcome all that is present, all sensations, all breaths, all thoughts, all emotions. And no matter what they bring you, you have your breath. You are supported here by the earth. Find one more breath in this present moment, in this shape. And then slowly, gently ease out of the pose again, guiding your upper body back to center, your legs back to center. And take your time to explore the sensations with or without subtle, soft movements. Take one more cycle of your breath here. And then you decide how you would like to end your practice, how your shavasana for this practice feels best. You can bring yourself all the way onto your spine, perhaps support under your knees to have more support for your spine onto the mat. Or you can come and rest onto your favorite side or onto your belly. Take your time to settle in a pose that feels effortless. In a pose where you can digest and rest. Every time you allow yourself to rest, you heal. Every time you allow space and stillness in your body, you heal. You charge your battery, you balance your nervous system, so you create space again to grow, to let the creative energy flow again. Your body needs a winter sleep in order to bloom and to continue on its journey. So start to notice your breath again. Notice the softness in your body, the amount of rest in your body. Very gently wake your body up after that soft, short Shavasana winter sleep. Allowing movements into the fingertips, into the toes. To follow the impulses of your body to create movements again. And perhaps you stretch it out. Perhaps there is a big yawn or exhale. You can keep your eyes closed or eyelids soft. Take your time to arrive on your favorite side. And use your hands to bring yourself up into a seated position, perhaps on a prop. And as you arrive there, notice all the tiny, tiny sensations in the tissues of your body. After the side stretches, perhaps you feel it onto your sides. You feel it into your chest. Around your glutes, the outside of your hips. And to notice the chi, energy or prana, flowing freely again into your body. You feel here this beautiful balance of softness, stillness, and that energy of growth and creativity into your body. The balance of the yin and the yang. You are so welcome to stay here and meditate for a little longer. Take as much time as you need to stay in your own bubble. And I will close this practice here. My hands together in front of my heart. And I say thank you for taking your time for this practice. Thank you for being here. Namaste.